poetry.
I am the living experience. I am the lifelong proof. Color me the poetry of nothing but the truth.
Color me a love child lost in the promised land. I am a poem for black hearts going to meet the man.
I am not to be sold nor bought, so color me a scholar.
Welcome to Color Me Poetry. I'm poet Danny Queen, and today we have a wonderful show. We got a wonderful sister here with us, and today we're going to do love poetry with my good friend from a long time ago, Sylvia, Dianne Beverly, better known as
Lady Di.
Lady Di.
Lady Di.
Welcome, girls. Good to have you here after
Thank
a long
you,
time.
Danny.
We back at Color Me Poetry.
Yes,
Can you believe it?
it's fantastic.
Yes. Now tell us
I'm
about
happy
your.
about it.
Now they call you the love poet.
They do.
Why?
Love is in everything. Love's in the air. I love love. A family, friends,
Yes.
nature.
That's interesting.
Romance.
Interesting you say that because you know, coming soon is Dr. King's. Well, his birthday was a few days ago, but we will be celebrating it on Monday, and so we certainly look for that. And Dr. King always talked about love. His birthday was January 15th. The 5 + 1 is 6. 6 is love. So this is right on
That's
time.
wonderful.
We're right on time. So
Yes.
love poetry for you. What does it mean to you?
It incorporates my life. I do a lot of tributes and for love of people.
Okay.
And today I dedicate my presentation to my brother. Today would be his birthday.
Oh wow, Capricorn.
Capricorn.
Wow.
Daoud, and I'm going to read a poem. My first poem is going to be dedicated to him. And God is love.
Yes.
And people name me the love poet because of my poetry.
Yes. You
Yes.
always think about love. Well, let's get started. This
Okay.
piece is to your brother,
Yes.
and it's entitled.
I believe it's Thank You for Your Love.
Wow. Come on with it.
Loving you is easy because you're beautiful.
Mm.
Everything I do is out of love for you. I missed you, but I'm so happy you gave me enough to help me be strong. I will never forget the goodness of you. I will continue to do the things that you admired about me, and always let me know. I will bring our family and friends together in unity and love. Your memory will live forevermore. May you rest in peace and continue to look after us in an even greater light. We love you, Daoud, and we are doing our best to understand your cause and your way. You touch so many hearts, and that is a divine image that so many of us can feel and see. Thank you for the beautiful children to teach, guide, love, and set free. Thank you for the wisdom of good nutrition and exercise. Thank you for the intro to the inspirations of Marley. Thank you for the example of following your own mind and living righteously by your own free will. Thank you for your spiritual emphasis on daily praises to the Creator, our Almighty God, Jah. My loving brother Daoud, thank you so graciously for your love.
Forever in your eyes.
Written at the time of Daoud's death, 1986.
Wow.
Unfortunately, mysteriously beaten to death by the DC police.
Wow, beautiful tribute to your brother.
My brother.
And it's from your book.
Forever in Your Eyes, my first book, and it's a new birth on Forever in
So
Your
when
Eyes.
did it come out?
This first came out 2005, 1 year after I retired from federal government.
Talk about the federal government.
And I'm
Open up the government, y'all.
Open the government. For the
We
people.
talking to Trump, that is. Anyway, that's a whole nother story.
I was hoping you'd get that on my show.
But hey, it's
But it's
reality.
the truth, yes.
No, well, we talk about love, you
Yes,
know,
love.
and I love for him to leave.
Ooh.
I can
Yeah,
say
that'd
it.
be great.
Okay.
That'd be-
Yeah. So this book here came out in 2000, and how has it been received?
The book was received, this is the third printing.
Third printing, okay.
This is, I think, thousands of copies have gone
Because
for.
you had your initial, didn't you have an initial?
Yes, you were there.
Oh,
Down
yeah.
in Southwest, they tore that building down.
Oh, they did. Beautiful building.
What was it? Channel Inn.
Wow.
Channel Inn.
I remember
Yeah.
that. Yes.
It was a really
And
nice,
now, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
really a nice celebration my mom put together for me.
I remember,
God
and all your
rest her
sisters were
soul,
there.
and all my sisters
You,
helped.
how many sisters?
5 sisters, 4 living.
Oh, I got you beat by a couple.
Yeah, so it's 6 of
7
us all together,
sisters.
5 of us. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
We're going to be gather this evening for my niece's 12th birthday, my youngest niece.
Oh, beautiful,
Yes.
beautiful. Now, how did you get started writing poetry? Because there are people who are watching, they want to know, these kind of things that people want to know. How did you start? Did you choose poetry or it chose you?
Both.
Mm-hmm.
My parents are poets in their own right.
Oh, okay.
My dad would recite Paul Laurence Dunbar.
When you were kids?
When we were children, he would wake us up in the morning. Liza, Liza, bless the Lord. Don't you know these days abroad? But you better get up, you scamper. There'll be trouble in this year, camp.
Wow.
It's a pity how you do. Don't you hear me, Liza, you? Bet if I come across that floor, you won't have no time to snow. Look at your head. Look just like a feather bed. So that was my dad, right?
Paul Langston, the great Paul Langston Dunbar.
That was
Yeah.
Paul Laurence Dunbar, yes. And
Awesome.
also my favorite with Dad, little brown baby with the sparkling eyes, come sit on your pappy's knee. What you been doing? Making mud pies?
Wow.
So I'm a daddy's girl.
Oh, really?
Yes.
You have a poem about that?
Yes, I do.
Come on now, let's kick it.
Let me see.
You remember it?
I do. I think.
Okay.
I have it here too.
Mm-hmm.
I'll always be daddy's girl. I want to dance with my daddy again too. I want to be his little girl, so happy, so true. I want to whisper words and watch Dad smile. I want to hear him say, too bad they can't stay small or long a while. I'll always be Daddy's girl. I want to wake in the morning to Dad's melodic, mellow songs. I want to feel safe and warm and strong as Daddy holds me in his arms. I want to hear him say, is everybody happy? Then send me on a chore saying, you're not back yet, girl? Make it snappy. I want to listen to Dad's wit and wisdom all night. I want to have Dad hug me and say, everything's going to be all right. I want to turn back the hands of time and in my daily life feel Dad's love shine. I'll always be Daddy's girl.
How beautiful. I simply like to say, all rights reserved. I'm going to call the Library of Congress in Washington, D.C. and ask them if they can copyright your love for me. Because I want all rights reserved. And if in fact true love speaks louder than words, I don't want anyone to steal the melody of sweet harmony from me that my heart has always heard. I want all rights reserved. I need complete copyright control to the sweet sensations of love, deeply rooted in your heart and soul. I want all rights reserved. Don't want no trespassing backstabber with his hands on private property or loitering what belong to me, because I'm sick and tired of being single and free. I want all rights reserved.
I love it. Wonderful.
Yeah, I wrote that, back in the 80s. I was the
Wonderful.
baby then, y'all.
I'll always be Daddy's girl. I think I wrote that about early 2000.
Now, I know you got some stuff in that purple Prince envelope over there.
Well, it's not a lot. What I really wanted to was to say is the most exciting part of
Well, talk about whatever you want.
2018.
Yes, okay.
That when I received this congressional gold medal,
Oh, talk about that.
my family received it posthumously for my dad's bravery in the Marines.
Okay.
We got a letter from Barack Obama.
Oh, beautiful.
We have another certificate from the United States Congress, a congressional gold medal awarded to him.
We see it on the screen.
Okay. And the letters from Barack Obama, and then another one from the Marines themselves
Oh, beautiful.
for his bravery and valor.
Now, what year did your father serve? What years
That
did he
was
serve?
during World War II. He was one of the first black Marines to integrate the Marines, and he never shared that with us. We found that out.
You found that much later?
Last year, 2018, and that was an exciting day.
It definitely is exciting.
To receive it from the Marines at the Department of Defense. We went on base, VIPs on base to get that award, and that feeling, boy,
it's a great feeling.
Yeah,
yes.
it was an energy.
Knowing what our people had to go through during that time.
Yes.
You know, and this time too, but it's particularly during that time.
We always thought that Dad received his personality, his great attributes from his grandfather. A lot was received from him, but a lot was received from his tenure in the Marines
as well.
Yes.
Yes.
And we found out more about the Marines.
Now, I'm sure there's other pieces you want to share as well.
Yes.
That you have in mind.
I have a senior group, and I'm just so proud of them, and probably some of them are watching.
What they call? What's the name of the group?
It's the Harmony Haulers.
Oh, okay.
In Fort Washington.
Okay.
And one of my diligent poets is Mr. Stanley Harris.
These are senior poets.
And he's a poet.
Wow.
And he just loves the assignments that I give him. But also I have a couple of others that are as diligent as he, like Joyce Williams Graves. I want to say, hey, Joyce, because she's probably watching. But I want to read Mr. Harris' poem that he wrote.
And then we'll do some more love poetry.
About me. I think this is love.
Okay.
For somebody to dedicate something to you.
Oh, yeah, that's
when
love.
When you're not expecting it.
Made in love.
Lady Di, the gift of God's poetry. It is the passion for poetry in your heart that comes from God. Oh, how it shows. For it is the love of God's people that you care. Your words can be heard when you speak. It is your gift, God's gift of poetry, that you share. Lady Di, you have the ability to reach out and teach your God's gift of poetry.
He wrote that. That's beautiful.
That's what
it's nice when people dedicate poems, especially for you, you know. Yeah,
speaking of dedication, I dedicated this book to Dr. Maya Angelou.
Oh, really?
And I gave her a copy.
Oh, when did you meet her?
Oh, I met her many times. I would say I didn't stalk her, but every time I heard she was in town,
you didn't stalk her.
every time she was in town,
yeah.
I was like one of the first people in line.
Oh, wow.
So she got to the point that one of the last times she told me, she said, "There's my welcome wagon." And I had enough nerve to say to her one time in conversation, she would give me a lot of time to talk. I said, people say that I remind them of you. And she said, I can see that.
She said that?
She said, hold out your arm. And I held out my arm, and she held out her arm. Side by side, we both had on navy blue pinstripe suit. And
oh,
she
wow.
said, we're majestic.
She said, she was so beautiful. What a phenomenal woman.
She's my hero.
Phenomenal woman.
Dedicated.
Yes.
A potpourri of poems of love, appreciation, and tributes dedicated to Dr. Maya Angelou.
Wow. Share something. I know you got something good for us.
Well, let's see. It's my godmother's birthday, too. So, today.
Oh, beautiful.
And she's having a heavenly birthday. Such a very inspirational part of my life in teachings and manner and way. And it's called For the Love of Admiration.
Okay.
February the 2nd, 1997. My godmother, my aunt, my comrade, without strife, one to be admired, highly influential throughout my entire life. Everlasting dignity of a lady with class and abundance, sharing often with many celebrations of food, song, and dance. X out procrastination, get on with the details, no time to waste, won't want to miss the ship's sails. Practice earnestly penmanship, Please don't forget proper manners and diction, exaggerating at times to emphasize reality, eliminating fiction. Collector of fine materials, an honorable display of beauty, of gorgeous gems and stones, setting down to hand-painted linen, a magnificent attraction on its own. Documented as a woman to be admired in Prince George's County, enough credits to her name, justifying international bounty. Working consistently for family, friends, job, and community. Not recognizing the impact is sheer beauty, a strong, determined might of perfection, a perpetual, deep love of admiration, dedicated to Mary Azalea Bronner, my godmother.
Wonderful. So that's a dedication. You do a lot of dedications?
Tributes and dedications. And that's love of people. There's just so many loving people in my life.
There
I was blessed with that.
There's so many different types of poets who write so many different types of ways. And so how'd you get the name, the Love Poet? Did it come from friends, or this something or you just said it yourself? I'm the Love Poet. Or this came from the community?
Early in the day, you know, I'm a part of a group, ensemble of poets, Collective Voices.
Yes, of course.
Right now, it's three of us: Bernardo, Sister Joy, and myself. Sister Joy.
Yeah, talk about Collective Voices too, because you guys have been around for a long time.
Sister Joy, we talked this morning. She's going to come on your show soon, but she's the new first poet laureate for Prince George's County.
Yeah,
that's exciting.
That's wonderful.
And
really.
next Saturday, she'll be hosting a Martin Luther King celebration at the Bowie Library.
Oh, okay.
And we all plan to be there.
Wow. That's quite an accomplishment.
Yes.
Yes.
It's quite an accomplishment. She worked hard. She works hard. You know, she services the community.
And she's been doing it for a long time.
I think she really, yes.
And her own show as well. She has a show as well. Yeah.
Sojourn with Words.
Yes.
On CTV.
Because, you know, I remember when all you guys came down with me at Bowie State when we were doing Color Me Poetry.
We love Color Me Poetry down at Bowie State.
Yes.
And one of my favorite times was with Kwame Alexander.
Oh, yes, when Kwame came down.
And I talked to him recently, and he said that he would do it again.
Oh, I'd love to have him come and share with us.
Yes.
You got anything else good in that envelope that you want to share?
Not so much in the envelope.
Okay, from the book.
Right here.
Yeah. Now, there's a story behind every poem. How do poems come to you? Is there a special place you might write?
It's a different time. All of my poetry is from God. God gives me the inspiration. He gave me the talent. I want to honor that and be grateful and pray. When I wake, I say, lead me, guide me, and he leads me and guides me into something poetic. They say this everything I say sounds like a poem. I don't know. I don't know. I
think that's true.
Thank you. I see poetry in everything.
Sometimes it just comes out.
And so, and so like the trees, the snow falling, the way it lands on the trees. Somebody said the other day, the snow was kissing the branches. Was that you?
I didn't say that.
You didn't say that?
But I like it,
I'm
though.
sorry.
I might take it, though. Wrong with it.
Right. The snow was kissing the branches of the trees. And I said, oh, my goodness, I got to write that. Because I love it, you know. So you hear something in somebody's conversation.
Sometimes from reading, and you get things.
And then tributes.
Yes.
New babies. New business.
New babies. Yes.
I've written last year, I did a couple of new businesses, a poem for the new business.
Oh, wow.
I did poetry for babies at baby showers and,
I've done
first
that.
birthday parties. So
So people have invited you
honor people.
to do readings for like baby showers
And I stay
birthday
in the
parties?
community, so I'm always, people see me, I might be doing something, the Poetry Poster Project, which is a really wonderful, significant project that came in 2017 and still going. We still had places. I think it's going to be in Huntington at a gallery next month, February.
So who are the, let me ask, who are the poets who or writers who inspire you the most? Is it poets, or is it writers, is it songwriters, or is it a combination of all of those?
Okay. Other than Dr. Maya Angelou and my parents,
Yes.
Gil Scott Heron.
Gil Scott Heron. Why Gil?
I was blessed to be in a class.
Oh, you really had a class for Gil?
College. I didn't miss that one time.
Yeah, before it became UDC. That was in the
Federal
day.
College,
That
yes.
was in what, in the 80s?
Gil said, you don't have to be so deep to write. Write, do something, and you'll have something to say. And write from your heart.
I always say you can be deep by being simple and complex
See?
at the same time, because there's many different levels
Right.
and different layers. So what was it like being in class with the great Gil Scott Heron?
I was mesmerized by Gil. I was a Gil Scott Heron groupie before I went to.
Why were you mesmerized?
Just the fact that I was up close to him, and I also thought he was very handsome.
Oh, that's the other part you didn't tell us about. Did you write a poem about that, Lady Love?
I wrote poems about. I have a poem in here about him.
Oh, you better find it.
I know.
Yeah.
Sunshine.
Do you know it, or can you
I
find it?
don't know Gil's poem to see.
Yeah, see if you can find it.
think
I'd love to
Gil's
hear that, because
poem-
Gil was one of my favorite as well, man. I just love the way Gil expresses. I had the pleasure of talking to him once on the phone for a few minutes, but I never took his class.
I used to see Gil a lot too because I would go to Blues Alley every time I heard he was in town.
And he was a great musician as well.
And
Yes.
and so one time I went up to see if I could talk to him at his dressing room, and he peeked out and he saw it was me, and he let me in, and he said, "So what magazine are you writing for?" And so I said, "I'm not writing for a magazine. You know, I'm writing for myself." He said, "Well, you were writing the whole time," and I was sitting right up in his face, right?
You're writing the whole time.
So I said, "Well, Gil, I really wanted to tell you that I didn't like the grade that you gave me when I was in your class."
Okay.
He said, "What grade did I give you?" And I said, "A B." He said, "A B is a good grade in Gil Scott's class." And I said, "It wasn't a good grade for me because I get A's in English." He said, "Did you?" I said, I got A's on my papers." He said, "Did you participate in my class?" And I said, "No, I didn't really talk that much. I really was kind of mesmerized or overwhelmed being in the class.
Yes.
I wasn't as out as I am now."
Yes.
Back then.
Did you find that piece?
I haven't found Gil's piece, but you go with yours. You can go with yours if you want.
Yeah, there's a piece that I wanted to share as well, and I wanted to simply dedicate it to all the sisters. And it's an old piece, I'm sure you know it. It's simply entitled
I have that.
Chocolate City Candy. It's an old piece, but it's an oldie but goodie. Chocolate City Candy. Just a taste of you makes my life so complete. Learning to love you is a special treat. The little loving things you do forever makes your honey sweet. You're good and plenty loving, just knocks me off my feet. You're my sugar baby, peppermint patty pearl. My M&M plain, Chocolate City Candy Girl. My lifetime lightsaber, Fifth Avenue, Lovers Lane Park. My budded finger, whatchamacallit, sets sweetness in the dark. Now and later, you'll always be my Mary Jane, my baby Ruth, my mounds of almond joy. Chocolate honey sweet too. Let me be your payday, sugar daddy galore, your 100 grand, Mr. Goodbye for sure. And when you turn on your total Tootsie Roll charms, your chocolate cherry kisses make me melt in your arms. You're my sugar baby, peppermint patty pearl, my M&M plain, Chocolate City Candy Girl.
I love it. I think that might be my favorite. I have that one, so I read it, but I love it.
Oh yes, but I want you to read some more from the book because
Well,
we
I
want
found
to.
Gil's poem.
Oh, okay, let's go with that.
He told me he liked it.
He did?
I got a chance to give it to him.
Wow.
Sunflower in sunshine.
Forever,
So,
forever in your eyes.
Sunflower's my
That's
logo.
a beautiful cover too. We're gonna talk about that.
Sunflower's my logo.
Oh, okay.
Sunflower, standing out among the flowers in the garden, oh so tall and strong in the sunshine, with sweet, sweet admiration, echoes of nature's chiseled, carved spirit surrounds what's truly thine, watching over a variety of others, your strength and courage, artistic creativity in many sisters and brothers. Decade after decade, your wisdom and wit flourishes the earth, enlightening, fulfilling, giving, praises with promise and blessings of the spoken word with each new birth. Oh, I feel your presence ever so greatly, sunflower, artistically creating through fiery, piercing heat, year by year, day by day, hour by hour. Melodic words of power, politics, war, and corruption, mixed with love, peace, and blessings, adoringly moving towards perfection. Sunflower, sunflower, highly influential, standing out uniquely among the rest. Sunflower in sunshine, developing a minor sheen. You are among greats. You are the best. It says another poem for Gil Scott Heron, so it must be another one in here too.
Oh well, yeah, that's great though. Yes,
That's it.
So
I love Gil.
you did that as a tribute to Gil. Don't put the book down because we got some more. I know you got a whole book there. But yeah, were there any pieces by Gil Scott that you liked or loved in particular? Or
Daddy's Girl.
Daddy's Girl.
Me and your mom.
Save the Children.
Save the Children.
Revolution would not be televised.
Revolution.
What's that one he did about the
Whitey on the Moon.
in the bottle?
Revolution will not be televised.
Will not be
Will not.
televised. Yeah, Gil was. I mean, he was ahead of his time. Yeah, and then of course he did a book. One of his books was called The Nigger Factory, and then I forget the other one, but I read that. I read that one. Found it in a thrift store. So yes,
Gil,
he
very
was something else.
talented, hard on himself. Probably I'd look at couldn't take this whole bureaucracy, the whole system, the way things were. I think he suffered greatly from the thoughts of slavery. Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful brother, though, when you think about
Beautiful.
all that he gave us, you know?
So-
all the music, all the albums. I've seen him in concert many times.
He was very
Blues Alley
serious.
and a lot of different
He
places.
taught us a lot of culture. He sent us to the theater to see Five on the Black Hand Side. That
Oh,
was
yeah.
my introduction to Kwanzaa.
Ooh, boy, you're going back a little
I
ways.
know,
Yes,
but,
500 Black Hand Side.
yeah.
Who starred in that?
That was Gideon. Who was that boy? He ended up being Aretha's husband.
Glenn Truman.
Turman.
Turman.
Glenn Turman.
Yes, who was also in.
Gideon. That Gideon was his name in the movie.
Well, he also starred in. I can't think of the other movie. A big movie. From during that time. Coolie High.
Okay, and
Yes.
I still haven't seen that yet.
You haven't seen Coolie High? Don't sit
don't
up on
know
my
why.
show and tell me you ain't seen Coolie High
I'm gonna see it.
with Glenn Truman.
Sparkle was one that I hadn't seen.
Really?
Took a long
So
time
you're not
for
a
me to
movie
see.
person?
I'm not a movie person, but I do like our people in movies.
Wow.
Like I saw the Green Book.
Oh yeah.
That was
yeah.
phenomenal.
Well, I'm a movie buff, so I'm
I'm not.
talking to the wrong person.
But I like some movies, but it's not
Yes.
a lot of movies that touch me.
So I have a piece that I like to share while you're looking for that other piece. You got it? Okay. So I'm gonna share this piece here. So this is the Love Show, and you the Love Poet. This piece is simply entitled "Marriage Can Be a Monster." Ain't no ifs, ands, and buts about it. Truckloads of loving can be tons of fun, but marriage can be a monster if you make it one. Fussing and fighting, do or die, wills and won't, talking about your do's and don'ts. Misplaced mixed emotion got your heart in the maze, and when you said I do, you must have been in the days. In-laws are outlaws, and there's living proof. We're married to each other's family because somebody's lying on the truth. It ain't enough beauty in this sweet bitter beast. No justice in the peace of mind that you find. you were simply love blind. And ain't no ifs, ands, and buts about it. Truckloads of love and can be tons of fun. But marriage can be a monster if you make it one.
Woo! What can I say?
Yes, I'm real.
Okay. There it is. You've been married?
No, I haven't been married.
Okay.
It ain't too late, though.
Right? No.
No, it's never too late. Yes. You've been married.
Good. I have.
Yeah. Have you written poems about being married?
I have a poem that I wrote just prior to getting married.
Mm-hmm.
I think I know it.
Oh, then drop it on us. Don't hold back on me now.
It was a poem that ended up in the anthology in London. I went to London with Collective Voices back in the day.
Oh, y'all didn't know you guys went to London? How was that?
It was phenomenal.
Wow.
We opened the Harlem Renaissance program.
And you also did recordings with...
And I was the first person, walked out on the stage doing Langston Hughes.
Wow.
Yeah,
beautiful.
My people.
And you've also done a recording with Brother R, have you?
Yeah, I was going to read a poem to Brother R.
Well, let's send out prayers also to Brother R, because
Yes.
he hasn't been doing well.
And brother,
So-
a lot of things are going on.
Yeah,
with
we
Brother
have
R,
to-
so we want everybody to pray for
to
him.
pray for him,
He just
keep in
lost
our
his
prayers.
mother-in-law.
Yes,
Yeah,
so he's been, and just had a fire.
And he had a fire.
So we want
After
to
17 years, he had another fire.
Yes, the great Brother R. And I've worked with Brother R over
Thank
the
you.
years. I've been in the
The
studio
last
with
time
him.
I was on his show, he
Mhm.
read one of your poems.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
Wow, how
That
beautiful.
wasn't that long ago. We did a tribute to Aretha.
I love Brother R.
Me too.
Yeah, the community loves Brother R. And we send out prayers for his healing and praying to the Almighty that he gets well soon.
God bless
Mhm.
Brother
Yeah.
R and his family.
Yes, yes. Okay, this piece you want to share?
It's
Entitled?
Gil Scott Heron's
The
piece.
second piece? Now, what is the inspiration? Is there a particular inspiration behind this piece as a tribute to Gil?
Dedicated to Gil Scott Heron after his performance at Blues Alley, Washington, D.C.,
What year?
Georgetown, midnight, July 3rd, 1999.
Wow, what detail.
That's what I do. I like to give you as much as I can,
Mhm.
even when I have the opportunity.
Yes, yes.
A poem for Gil Scott Heron. The very next day, July 4th.
Oh, after the show?
Mhm.
Oh, wow, beautiful.
You are for real. That is what I like about you, so. Telling it just like it is, wherever you go. Knowing people don't always want to hear the truth. Gil, you have been giving it to us loud and strong since our youth.
Mm.
My daddy loved all 6 of his girls. Thought it was the only way to be.
Mm.
Daddy loves his girl, a phenomenal favorite, so wondrously from you to me. You told us the revolution will not be televised and all about Watergate blues. Left us quite enlightened about Whitey on the moon.
Mm-hmm.
Why, oh why, the necessity? We don't have any clues. Wise beyond your years, insights shared with many, with each performance. You carry a cornucopia of plenty. Thank you, Holy Spirit, for bringing Gil to Federal City College. Thank you, Brother Gil, for an abundance of goodness, perpetually sharing creative knowledge.
Now, did he see that one as well?
Yes.
Really? He appreciated them.
He,
So.
he loved the poems.
Mm,
He said he was
missed
glad that I continued to write.
What were some of the responses that from other people in the class to Gil? Did some people know who he was, or some people had no idea who he was?
I saw nobody having any type of attraction to Gil like I had. I had tunnel vision.
Really?
Stare at Gil and listen to every word he said and try to do all of his assignments and everything. And I just like froze and I couldn't see.
Since you were there in the class, what kind of assignments did they give you?
Going to the theater to see Five on the Black Hand Side.
That was one of them
Let's see.
that you can remember.
Yeah, that's about the main thing that stands out to me. I remember one time I took my youngest sister to class with me. She probably was about 7 or so. And Gil was asking us questions and nobody was responding. And Gil said, you all do the assignment I gave you for last evening, and I'm just going to sit here and talk to this pretty little girl. She never forgot that herself.
Wow.
Kimberly.
Mm. Now, what's next for you? What would you like to do next? Because you've done so much.
I am doing a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I have my Iverson Mall Shops at Iverson Black History program coming up.
Okay.
February
Mm-hmm.
9th
Mm-hmm.
at the Shops at Iverson. February 9th, 2 to 5 p.m. It's an open mic.
Now, are you looking to do another book?
I'm doing another book.
Maybe some recordings?
I forgot to. Did I bring my card?
So.
I did. I wanted to show the card. Okay.
But we thank you for all of your work through the years, because there is so much that you've done, and wow, the poetry for you is really taking you to places you might have never gone.
That's true.
Yeah, well,
Very much.
I mean, you have to love it. What is that?
I love it.
The love of poetry speaks to your soul. Why?
A time for expression,
Mhm.
a time to acknowledge,
Mhm.
a time to show love,
Mhm.
to inspire,
Mhm.
to enlighten,
Mm.
to entertain, to teach.
Mm.
Poetry does so much. Writing does so much. I want our children to read and write and to have fun while doing so.
But there's also poetry that's very much message oriented as well.
Yes.
Yes. Now, you know,
Okay.
today they're having this big women's march downtown. And so I'd like to dedicate this piece to you and to all the women, particularly the sisters. It's simply entitled Divas. Divinely inspired, victoriously anointed sisters. After you've given it all you've got, being a classist woman, who do you think you are not? As a divinely inspired, victoriously anointed sisters of self-worth, life has forever crowned you, queen divas of all the earth. When the truth moves, all who have a heart to hear it, it can give new life to the mind, body, and spirit. When you're in touch with the inner essence of self, every exit is an entry to someplace else, somewhere beyond what was, what is, and how you feel. Your inner foresight has the power to hear, and is divinely inspired, victoriously anointed sisters of self-worth. Life has forever crowned you, queen mothers of all the earth, divas.
Divas.
And you all that love divas.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Now, I'd like to hear another piece that you might have planned.
Okay.
Because there is so much. If you can do something right off the top of your head, that'd be great.
Let's see. I'm going to do this dedicated to you.
Me? Oh, nobody ever dedicated nothing to me before.
Well,
but I'll take it.
Today. Magnificent man.
Mm.
Magnificent man. Oh, so ecstatic to have known a few. Greetings always with a warm smile and gentle embrace for you. Your presence alone gives off electrifying security, keeping us everlastingly informed of current events and history. Magnificent man, realistically proud, spiritual, and true, a shining example always for our youth to look up to. Extending services to many near and far, you place a gleam in our eyes forevermore. You're a shining star. Flavored with a big heart of no nonsense, yet a man of humor, honor, laughter, and wit. Yes, you're a magnificent man, and my life is better, for I've perpetually known you. Magnificent, magnificent, magnificent man, that's you.
Wow, I didn't know I did all that.
You were every bit of that. That's what I thought about that.
But I'll take it.
Yeah, didn't you hear yourself in it?
Yeah, I heard some of myself in it.
Okay.
Yeah. But I ain't know it was all that, though. But I thank you. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Now, thank you. Thank you. So, have you thought about maybe doing some more recording from the book or a new book coming forth? Have you thought about that?
Okay. Some of the poems in here are on a CD
Mm-hmm.
I did years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to do new recording.
Mhm.
I'm writing a lot of love poems for
Mhm.
my next book called appetizer to my heart.
Mm-hmm.
I have a little postcard, but I forgot to put it out.
Oh, that's all
A
right.
little created postcard with the quiche on it and my sunflowers around it. And it has
Yes.
a recipe on the back of the card.
Oh, really?
Yes. I'm
So
going to give
spe-
you one before I leave.
So it's like recipes for love.
Yes. And
Wow.
so it'll be
That's the
love-
title, girl.
Yeah.
Recipes for
But
love.
it's called Appetizer to My Heart, which
Okay.
are recipes and love poems.
Oh,
That's
wow.
the appetizer to my heart. I'm a cook.
Oh, you
I
cook?
have a book. I have a cookbook.
Maybe you need to
Cooking
do.
Up South.
Maybe you need to do a love poem cookbook. Hey, good looking. What you got cooking? You know?
Uh-oh. You can do that, Dan. That
Oh.
sound like you.
Well, I don't cook, but I do eat.
You can do that. You can dedicate. You can do that.
Yeah.
Dedicated to me.
But yeah, that's great that you're doing that. But with
yeah.
your voice, the reason why I say recordings also because I think you have the voice for it.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, it's very melodic and yeah.
So much.
And your voice fits your poetry.
Thank you.
That's what I hear.
Wow.
So something else I'd love for you to read in there.
I'm gonna do one that's in here. And
Yeah.
I think I know it.
Mhm.
It's the one that I didn't do that's in London.
Oh,
that I
okay.
did in London. It's in an anthology, and I'm the only American poet in.
Now, how long did
the
you
book.
guys stay in London?
Sister
Did you tour?
Sister Joy and I were partners in London.
Mhm.
We were there almost 2 weeks.
Oh.
We had a ball. I did poetry. She
I
did
know,
a
were you
light-
in clubs or were you in
I went to
different
galleries.
venues? Okay.
The venue that we went there for, all 5 of us,
Mhm.
I was saying that I came out on stage doing the
Mm-hmm.
Harlem Renaissance poetry, was at the Lewisham Theater,
Mm.
and there was one sole picture in the vestibule hanging up over the entrance,
Wow.
Dr. Maya Angelou.
Oh, beautiful.
And I had read in a book that she had performed there. I was so excited.
Wow. To be on that stage.
Yeah, that she had been
Yes.
on. Yeah.
Mhm.
So Love's been here all the time.
Okay.
This is a venue that I went just me solo because I met a producer. I was seeking some poetry. I met a producer while I was there. Somebody introduced me, and he fell in love with my poetry, and he was taking me all around. It was Women's History Month.
Oh,
So he was
wonderful.
taking me around to all these places that he knew about. And some of them went with me a couple of times, but this particular night, Kwame went with me. Kwame was the only person
Kwame Alexander.
that went.
Yeah.
So, Love's been here all the time. Love's been here. Yeah, man, all the time. You were the furthest beam from my mind. I looked at you, darling, and I said, oh, no. And then I thought again, and I said, oh, baby, maybe so. Love's been here all the time. Surely a handsome, gallant knight. Perhaps it's that smile of delight, coupled with dimples and a determined might, or just the inspiration and wisdom received. Spending time with you feels a great need. You know, honey, you're a rare breed. Love's been here all the time. True love, a blessing from heaven above, pure as the likeness of a graceful dove. What I feel for you now, appreciation and love. A lifetime of being single, thought I couldn't find Mr. Right. Not mattering how often I mingle, once a year or every night. Oh, my darling love, love's been here all the time. Now that you have committed, I'm sure true love is in it. Isn't it just great? We're so happy. We're wonderful soulmates. Dreaming and singing the same tune. Yes, yes, my sweet darling. I'll be your lovely bride real soon. Love's been here all the time. It's been here all the time. I'm so happy you're mine. Love, 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 darling. It's been here all the time.
And I love having you here, sister. It's been beautiful
Thank
having you
you.
here. Now, how
My
can we get in
pleasure.
touch with you?
Lady Di on Sylvia Beverly on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
My email SYLADYDI@comcast.net.
Okay. And for people who want to purchase your book.
Hit me up on Facebook, email me, and my number is 240-353-1576. And I'm really happy to autograph a copy of my
I know that's
third
right.
printing of my book.
Yes.
Even if you have it already, you may
Yes.
just want to support a sister and get it for a friend.
Yes. I'd like to thank you for coming, Color Me Poetry once again. For those who would like to get in touch with me, Poet Danny Queen, I'm at 202-251-7743. Email drq1227. And my latest project is simply entitled Up Close and Personal. It's a CD that I wrote and produced. And it's not poetry, it's music. And people, you sang? No, I wasn't singing it, but I did write all the songs and I produced this. And it's simply entitled Up Close and Personal. And get it, y'all. Stop playing with it.
All right.
We thank you for coming and sharing. This
you.
is Danny Queen, Color Me Poetry. And until next time, please color me poetry. Thank you for coming, sister.
Thank you, brother,
It's
for
beautiful
having
work,
me.
sister.
Thank you so
I mean,
much.
you keep on doing what you
Thank
do.
you so much.
Yes.
God is good.
Yes, he is.
All by the grace of God.
Am poetry.
I am the living experience. I am the lifelong proof. Color me the poetry of nothing but the truth.
Color me a love child lost in the promised land. I am a poem for black hearts going to meet the man.